Welcome, everybody, to the VAIL VRML Season 2. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's, and I am your sole conductor in today's journey into the EU sphere of the VAIL space, something we haven't had the opportunity to tune into, at least from my perspective, very often. And this weekend, we're getting 2 big EU matchups, Meax versus POISE, one of them. I saw someone in chat saying this will be one of many Meax versus POISE matches that they have this season. And, well, both teams already with a win under their belt, but POISE so far undefeated in the new season over on the EU side of things. And so we'll see if they can maintain that undefeated record this afternoon as we do prepare to dive into our first map of the day. As I go ahead and give the teams the ready up, we have everyone in lobby over on POISE. We have POISE, Billiam, Ebro, Prodigies, Sir Ultimate, and T. And over on Meax, we have Ipaza, Isabella, Random Arrows, Arbog, and Civ. We could take a look at the... Well, let's pull up the rosters here. And see if there's any subs. I think this is the core. As you can see down there, the roster is shown there. And I don't think anyone out of the ordinary on POISE's side. And pretty standard roster on the Meax side. And so with everyone ready, we should start map 1, which is going to take us to Miru to open things up for our first EU match. My first EU match. I think it's the first EU casted match. I don't think we've had one yet this season. But I think if we look at last season, we might not have had any. At least until the postseason. But hey, happy to be here. Happy to be casting this afternoon for me, but maybe the night for these folks, as we do get ready to dive into the action. I've done my best to tweak settings based off of feedback. And so hopefully the sights are preferable to everyone's eyes as we do get ready to dive into what seems to be a B site push. Standard utility coming in, counter utility coming in, almost catches Sir Ultimate. Does have them suppressed in the corner. Going to swing out and sees Ipaza. Pulls up the gun, finds the shots through the smoke. The push coming in as T connects with 1. Scanner gonna go down as Ebro crouches through the corner. Gets picked off from Civ on the swing out. And in the chaos, a flank slowly folding over to the POISE team. They have to be ready for this rotation. Scanner has to go down now so they can drop back and defend. Ooh, but the gun pulls up instead. The swing comes out. The flank comes in, and a trade for trade. Back and forth we go. T's going to get a good nade off to the corner and just bounces short of Arbog, and as T swings out, they take some damage. Arbog does get ammo, I think. They may be out, but picks up that extra pistol off the ground, and T, recognizing this, does try to push up. Time keeps ticking down, though, and at this stage, Arbog is simply buying time. T going to have to go for the scanner plant. Could rotate, but he's going to stay here. Scanner's going to go down, and then they're going to challenge Arbog on the corner. And we open up our series with a single player alive, a scanner getting interrupted in a round 1 that is certainly showing that maybe this series is going to be quite a back and forth this afternoon.
Round starting.
And if that's the case, I'm going to have to preserve my voice. Because we do have a... Oh, apologies. Technical issue that I've never had before. We will be right back. Do apologize there. Put up a couple of replays from that last round, though. Did get close. I wonder if they had issues as well on their side, but... yeah, I'm not seeing any... well, let's see. Hopefully we can get back into the lobby here. Might just missed a bit of a round. If we're fortunate. And we are back in. Apologies for that interruption on this round, but it's okay. We got back in time. And teams are on the right side. Meax does have that 1-0 lead. I'll go ahead and turn on name tags and outlines. Make things a little bit more clear. As the push does come up, and Apaza finds the frag to catch Meax, their second defensive round.
Round starting. Get ready.
But like I was saying, this could be a close series, and so may have to preserve the voice for what could be a, I don't know, bountiful back and forth. A lot of rounds. That's what we could be in store for here. Ooh, that's a good nade over the top. Neither of those going to catch any frags. Billiam putting out some suppressive fire, and that smoke does deter those shots from connecting for a moment, but now as it goes away, they are at risk, and Isabella will catch out T. Bog catches out Billiam. The swing out for a 1-for-1 puts this Meax squad in a 4v2 advantage, with POISE struggling to get some footing. Scanners in Sir Ultimate's hands, though, so they have the option of a rotation. And that seems to be what is in order this afternoon. As silence falls across the field,
30 seconds remaining.
we patiently wait for the push. And there's the first indicator of it. Now the rest of the team going to have to come crashing back. Utility coming in over the top, but a huge kill from Sir Ultimate that should enable them to get up to the objective, get the scanner down, and rotate back for a bit of a defensive tuck. Now into a 2v2. Could be the first round for POISE. They can clutch this up. The swing out, though, and it's random arrows. They find two. It leaves Civ alone and alive for a scanner defuse. Interrupt, disrupt. A point for Meax.
Scan interrupted. Round starting. Get ready.
I see some folks in chat. I do love everybody, but I think we have a rule where you cannot request casts by casters. The reason being is because us casters sign up for games when we're available. Ooh, we have to do a quick tweak here. Shout out to whoever recommended that. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head, but I do appreciate it. It definitely looks better. I had to sift through that for that option today. Civ does finally catch a kill, and his T fights a battle here up through the center against what is almost the entirety of Meax. They almost get caught by utility, and POISE is down to 3 again. They've been losing these early engagements too often. And it puts them in a constant state of trying to come back, which has worked somewhat as Sir Ultimate catches the ankles of Arbog. T also goes down. And in a flash, Sir Ultimate's left in a 1v3 with no scanner in hand and a slice of HP left. There it is. Meax continue to push forward here. And a reminder on records in this series. As we do see POISE, the undefeated squad, currently down 4-0 on our first map this afternoon. But to the point of people wanting me to cast certain games, I have a doubleheader today, so I'm casting this game this morning, and I'm casting another matchup later tonight. Another VAIL game. I cast a Breachers matchup yesterday, and I'm doing another Breachers matchup Sunday. So I'm doing 5 casts this week. And again, we're into a 1v1. As T and Random tuck in. And what was an incredibly quick push from POISE, maybe their fastest play yet this series. They seemingly catch this Meax defense a little off guard at A site. But again, these close rounds coming down to that 1v1, and it warrants us taking a gander at the KDs. Isabelle E. Isabelle. I says them how's I sees them, you know. Here comes Civ swinging through what is a heavy smoke wall, well placed. That's denying them the vision they need to catch out Random arrows and Apaza. There's the push up through the other side of the smoke, and Random does find some key kills that shut down the entirety of the POISE push to B site. They have not had a whole lot of success when it's come to that B push. And in the equally fast round, Meax claw back a point just like that. And I think what they tried to do was a replica of what they did on A in terms of a fast A site push, but they did it over at B. And, you know, I think with the success they had at A, they should have just gone straight back to A. You know, I think they were trying to avoid the expectation in the POISE team that, hey, A site's coming. That's the only one they've won at. But there is, again, a no A site push, and maybe they're playing into this a little bit, trying to force the B. As we trade 1 for 1, and we do now see a bit of a lighter defense here at B. Only 1 defender. The rotation coming in from the middle. They're going to reinforce. A nice smoke, going to cut off some vision, but a beautiful flash at the back of Prodigies. And they will finally get Scanner down to B, not before getting caught out through the shots through the box. T going to swing wide around the smoke. They'll catch the kill. And it leaves Arbog on a flank, alone in a 1v3. Scanner down. And B side at this stage, well defended. Trade up the center, and another point for POISE as they do claw a few offensive rounds in the late stages of the half. Pretty vital rounds, I would argue. So when we come to that side swap after this round, you could very well see POISE putting up a much better defensive half than their offensive half, and that will be what they need. Here comes the A-site push, a replica of their first round win on this map just a few rounds ago. And a heavy, heavy smoke wall, but counter nades coming in. Sir Ultimate catches Isabelle over the top, and a double. Swings for the third, using oh my goodness, the site as a barrier. And T shutting down the final defender.
We're switching sides.
And a beautiful triple kill clutch. The POISE squad take 3 points on offense. And now that I think about it, I think I did have audio on. I wasn't sure if I did, so I turned it off. Music volume. Into round B we go. Round B. The second half of our first map. And what seems to be actually an A-site push, although B was on my mind, is certainly not on the mind of this offense, who is collapsing heavily in the smoke wall, and T flying out to the rest of POISE, absolutely shutting down Meax, a surrounding of them from the center to the top to the spawn point of the defense. POISE absolutely overwhelmed that Meax offense pushing over to A. And like I said, it could be that side swap that's what POISE need to get back into this half, back into this map. Big nade there, swinging past Prodigies. They've got two suppressed here, and as the battle unfolds over at A, it finishes. And now the focus shifts to what is the last attacker, Afaza here, who has been battling Prodigies nearly the entirety of this round. Finally drops back, but there's no scanner in hand, and finally catches Prodigies on a rotation. And with a slice of health, they now have to battle two full HP defenders. Under the smoke, they will get the scanner, but with the cough going out there, Ebro relaying that information to T, and then T bowing after their kill. For the folks at home, a bow to the audience. But a nice kill and a solid clutch through the smoke that does lock in a tie game map 1 here on Miru. Good nade coming in, nearly catches out the rotation. Random catches Ebro in the corner, and it forces the swing from Civ, who gets caught out by T. Or excuse me, T gets caught out by Civ. And we do have to pay attention to the flank that's coming in. Isabella is paying attention to the flank, Isabella E, as they catch a nice double kill. And POISE catch a dose of their own medicine in what it is a overwhelming victory. Or at least initial push coming in from Meax. 1v4, not doable as random arrows and the rest of the Meax offense put up an offensive round of their own. Now, a reminder, last half, POISE took 3 offensive rounds, so in order to essentially be successful this half, Meax have to also take 3 or more offensive rounds. Otherwise, POISE can continue to stack up defensive rounds. We get to a tie situation, 8-8, and then it's winner takes all. And a heavy smoke wall coming over to B again, and the indicator that the push should be coming in a 1-for-1 trade. A nice refrag. Or actually, Random doesn't even catch that kill. It was just a trade. Random is going to stay alive, though, and they will catch the kill on the Prodigies. Swing out for a double. And lock in the site. Just like that, a 2v3, POISE find themselves at a disadvantage. Oh, and a great catch from Isabella. As Billiam's going to try and do the work. Catches 1, catches 2, and in a trade, round goes the way of Meax. And that take of B site with that initial nade leading in for the first kill from Random, the swing to catch the second, that locks in that site. And we're really seeing Meax, once they get that scanner down, being tough to kind of root out and dethrone there on whatever site they get control of, and B again seems to be on the menu. Flash on the corner. Ebro going to try and do some work on the short side. Slows things down just a touch. Trades 1-for-1. And I think that's a net benefit for the offensive Meax. They get rid of that initial frontline defense. end up being vulnerable to some big nades like this as Prodigy tucks into a super tight corner and springs a trap for a double. And in a vital double kill,
Round starting.
Prodigies gets their team back in to this series. That nade nearly catching them out. Waiting for the flash, the perfectly timed swing. T catching random there as well. It makes that push out devastating. And it leads us into our next round, where things are a lot closer than they have been. Ooh, and over the top, the flank. Billiam catches a Baza. Chips away at what is going to be another B-side push. Heavy smoke wall, flash utility coming in. T catching some kills from the side, and as Prodigy pushes up, Civ shuts things down. Ebro swings for the refrag. And what is great coordination coming in from this team. Billiam shuts down the side, and now it's Isabelle E all alone, but alone on site, nearly alone on site. T's tucked into the corner, and in a 1v3, they know they're being pushed, and they're going to try and shut that down by essentially tucking back and defending, almost rotating all the way back to their spawn. And a patient POISE team here. Going to really wait for the push up. They know where Scanner is.
Round starting.
And we're tied 7-7, ever closer to that final round, where eventually we will have a champion on this first map in this best-of-3 series. If you are just tuning in, you haven't missed too much, and you're here just in time for what is a great EU battle unfolding before our eyes. We've got another great EU matchup tomorrow as well. You're not going to want to miss out on that one. Good nades. A beautiful flash and a swing from Billiam. Only able to catch one in that push, though, and random. Now going to be that front line. Has to worry about the pinch from the side, and as they come out of this smoke, may not be ready for the rotation, but is. Catches the kill. Back on the site. The defense, Sir Ultimate and Prodigy's trying to hold things down at A, realizing that maybe a rotation's coming through.
Scan started.
Wary of rotating through the center, as they should be. They instead drop back. The duo now going to push site and essentially has a 1v2 situation here. And Prodigy's Sir Ultimate both catching their kills. POISE 8-7, map 1. And we go to map point. Three-two split coming in as POISE try to shake things up a little bit, maybe drop off of what was a heavy B-side push. Try and catch out an over-aggressive B-side defense and focus what seems to be A. As Prodigies catches a Paza out. That's the start of things for POISE. The swing here from Billiam gets things in order. And POISE are in the lead. They're in control. And it's up to Civ in a 1v4 clutch, and they cannot do it. POISE take the map 9-7. And a solid job there as we take a gander at the KDs before we get ready for our next map. Whew. A solid opener to this one. 8-7, 2 points separating our victor here on map 1. and giving the teams the go-ahead that if they are going to be ready for map 2, they can jump right into it. But we may see some subs coming. You can see they have that full roster on both sides. So it certainly could be something we see depending on where this map is going, where we're going to be headed, Kitty or Suna. May determine what those rosters look like for map 2. But so far, no subs, and so far, I would imagine a pretty happy POISE team who has taken a early map 1 win on Miru. Shout out to everyone tuning in here this afternoon. Happy to see y'all. I see P-Zeke, Moon Astronaut 24, Heritage, Quick, Rui, Ryth, Mad Dog, The Dog, Rice Skeever. Thank you all for hanging out, tuning in. I do appreciate you all stopping by and enjoying what is an amazing EU series so far this afternoon. We got 2 more maps left today if you are just stopping by, and so there's still plenty of VAIL EU action left ahead of us. We are just simply waiting for them to fire up map 2, and then we will be diving in to some more Season 2 action. I'm getting my seasons and weeks mixed up in my head already. But Season 2, Week 3, Season 3, Week 1, Season 16, Week 16. We got a lot going on in the VRML. And if you are interested in playing in any one of the VRML's leagues, you can simply go to vrml.com. You'll see that we have several active leagues right now, including, obviously, VAIL's season just starting up. A record amount of teams playing so far in this season, which we love to see. It means that more people are coming in, more new folks are seeing VAIL, more new folks are enjoying the hyper-competitive atmosphere of this game, and they're doing it in the VRML space. So we really do appreciate and love to see all the new folks coming in as well. So shout out to you, and hopefully we see some more new EU teams joining over the course of Season 2. But we're ready to go into the action here on Suna for our second map of the afternoon. And I think we're likely in store for an equally as even back and forth here on Suna, with POISE on the offense and Meax on the defense. We'll see how POISE sets the pace early. Billion with a nice opener there. Smoke onto the corner, another one deep onto that flash to swing up. Counter smokes coming in, and look at this Meax team ready to spring up from the depths. As Billiam catches one, they do lose their side. Billiam catching 2. Billiam looking for 3. No, can't do it. Gets shut down by Arbog. But another close opener that puts Meax in the lead on defense 1-0. And despite us going 9-7 map 1, it was a relatively quick opening map. We almost played maximum amount of rounds, and it was a 30-minute map. A rare SMG buy here from Isabelli. On site, trying to do something a little different, and gets shut down for it. T. And the rest of their team opening up B site. And as the smokes and utility goes down, putting some random shots through the smoke. Not necessarily so random, though, as they do know that this swing is coming. They do know there's players coming in from up top, and Billiam will use that height advantage, the high ground. Find that first kill on the back. We do have Arbog at least chipping away at POISE, but a dominant second round on the attack. Meax win the pistol round, but POISE absolutely win the rifle round. And the full buy here for round 2. Arbog could clutch it. A 1v3 is needed, but a trade down on the backside of B site will leave them dead, and us tied 1-1 in map 2. T been that front line for this Poise offense. Front lined well last round in this push to B, and you can see Meax trying to adjust their B-side defense, not playing as aggressive, holding long B. They didn't have success there. Why continue to hold B? And instead, they've tucked into a bit of a deeper corner, and it's kind of thrown off the pacing of Poise here. They don't really know where this B-site defense is, and so they're checking a lot of unexpected angles. Apaza will find T. Civ will catch Billiam, and 2 go down. Now this team starts to rotate out. Now the rest of the defense starts to crash in, and Random Arrows finds one up the middle. Arbog finally rotating back off of sight. So is Apaza here, and the entirety of Meax just thinking of shifting to B as Sir Ultimate does catch one. Gonna look for Apaza. They can catch the second. There could be a chance a B-site scanner could go down. The shift from Prodigies could come through on the short side at B, and they could definitely have some control. But Prodigies goes down. And now it is Sir Ultimate alone. And in a trade, it'll get caught out. They had 3 defenders also with lines on them from that long angle. But Meax put up a solid defensive rebuttal with rifles in hand. And I think we'll be trading rounds back and forth for our second map here on Suna pretty often. Again, the B-side defense really tucking in, making it a challenge for Poise to push up as successfully as they want. That nade, however, will get Apaza. And a beautiful toss from T that now allows them to toss the smoke down the long angle. As long as they don't get caught by any guesswork. Oh my goodness, what a catch there. T just over the top of the smoke, finding that shot. Jumping up to the corner of B, and another huge headshot from T. One of 2 attackers left, and oh no, they catch the round. Didn't hear any round win audio, but it is a victory into their pocket. 2-2 for Poise. Welcome in to anyone just catching the action today. We do appreciate you stopping by. I see Ethix in chat, Vero, Stacy. I already shouted out Peasy, but I guess he can get 2. We really haven't seen from this Poise squad an A-side push. Their focus strictly has been B. Sir Ultimate and T, they're trying to lead this charge. Oh, and look at how the shift on Meax's defense here. They've been tucking into the back corner at short B the last 2 rounds, but they realize that they may be vulnerable if they continue to do that and the team reads that defensive setup. So instead, for this defensive half, they are very aggressive, holding this long side and catching kills. Here comes the flank, though. Prodigy's going to be in a great position, and they'll shut things down. Does leave 1 left alive, though. Civ trying to do some damage from long range. Catches a bit of bullets onto the shoulders of Billiam, but scanner is in Billiam's hands, and it goes down at B. Civ with a slice of health has a lot to do with the 1v3 here, and a well spread out Poise defense now. And there's one. Needs 2 more. Not likely to expect there to be 2 on that short side. Doesn't have a lot of time to hit the scanner. Gonna throw up the smoke, and Prodigies will catch the kill through it. I don't think they would have had a time to interrupt it anyways, but a nice effort and a solid round from Poise that puts them 3-2. I see Wraith in chat asking why did Poise start offense both sides. Well, the way that side picks work is that home team can pick map or side. And then in map 2, away team picks map or side. And so if you choose side, then you give the map pick to your opponent. So at any stage, that could have happened. You know, at the start of map 1, they could have picked side instead of map, and then, you know, I don't necessarily know what they are whispering between team captains, though, and then we could have them convey that information to us, I suppose, but in the moment, I do not know what their choices are each map, so probably the reason. And I think it's our first A-site push we've had all map, and Civ has to be calling this out, and you can see on the mini-map the crash coming into site, the 2 for 2. That now puts the rest of this offense at a bit of a disadvantage. 2v3 with a crash coming in from defense. They have to hurry up, get to site, get scanner down before it's retaken by Meax. And they managed to do that just barely. Oh, there's a swing out for just one, though. Isabelli clutching up. The Soul Defenders are ultimate. Trying to get a nade over onto that site. Trying to stop them from interrupting that scanner, and does catch 1 kill. Can't get 2. Plenty of time left to interrupt that scanner with 20 seconds on the clock, and we're tied 3-3. Meax not letting this map. Well, I wouldn't say letting it go, but I don't know. You know, I feel that this is, again, a little bit of a Miru-esque in terms of side. I think some argue it's heavily T-sided, but I feel like it's, especially with the meta being only 1 grenade in your pouch and 1 utility instead of 2 frags, it changes. You know what was a emerging meta in season 1, and I think we're seeing things start to change. Even on Kitty, we're seeing more offensive rounds starting to get locked in. So I'm still reserving the right to say I don't know where these maps lean, but I think it's more T-sided. Stormy Cup, I see in chat. Hello, hello. Bambuza. Stacy, I am 6'4". People can attest to that who met me at VRML Con. Ooh, Isabelli catching Billiam. T. Gonna try to be pushing up here. Sir Ultimate goes down as well, and not a good offensive opener for Poise. A nice refrag that does even things just a touch. T gonna have to catch some kills themselves, but having a tough time of it. There's the head they were looking for. Just a slice over the top, though. Almost catches Apaza on the rotation and may not realize yet that they are alone as the sole attacker now in a 1v3. Oh my goodness, that was insane. Catches 1, catches 2! T can find the triple. No, Arbogs. Whew. Clutches it up.
Round starting. Get ready.
That was nearly it. Starts with that huge slice of a headshot. Gets this, and then to follow it up with the second. I mean, I thought they might have had it. Arbog was out in the middle of the street, and fortunately, Arbog clutches their shots. Oh, and this is an aggressive B-side push coming in very fast. Random getting overwhelmed by the entirety of this Poise team, and a full send, a full squad here. Random is going to be able to get 1 for their troubles, though, but only 1, and it does leave still the rest of this team on a rotation. Arbog and Civ going to have to try and retake the site. Scanner does get down, not before a nade catches a kill to make it a 2v2. Civ will catch one, and oh no, they couldn't get it down. The alarm going off that it was getting planted, but they didn't get, they fumbled that plant a little bit.
Scan interrupted.
Gives time to the defense, and Meax win the half 5-3. Swap sides, and now POISE get their chance at defense. Meax 3 points, 4 points away from taking a map. A map they need to make this a map 3 decider, otherwise they will lose this series and be going down in rank. Meax 1-1 and POISE undefeated. And a little play out of the POISE playbook here. Maybe POISE taking a play out of the Meax playbook, but it is a full court press at B. Everyone pushing B site, Apaza, and everyone popping up for the kill to surprise Billiam. But it's still a 2v2. Frags are being traded back and forth. On the long side, we do have Prodigies who's looking for that clutch. And with the smoke coming up, they're going to be able to focus on Apaza rotating out. They find some shots there. They hear Civ trying to swing around the shoulder, and they catch Civ. Now into a 1v1. Prodigies with a slice of health, though. This will be tough. In the pistol round, health matters. And out in the open, Apaza will find their mark.
Round starting.
Three points away. And Meax take us to a map 3 decider. An aggressive flash up the middle. And what is an aggressive push from T. Can't decide which target they want to go for. And gets neither in their efforts there. A nice surprise peek from Ebro. Will get one, but not before the rest of their team falls. Looks for two, finds it. A left eye aimer. Has a nade over the top. Is that going to connect? Almost. And a nice flash. That should blind Civ, but having a tough time against those rifles. They'll drop off of trying to hold B. Just for a moment, looking for you some utility. Does catch it, does manage to swing out, get a little bit of damage, a little more onto Apaza. Scanner going down onto site. Apaza is going to be vulnerable, but they'll catch the kill through the smoke onto Ebro. And
Round starting.
Meax at this stage sprinting to a map victory, 7-3. Fast rounds coming in here from these teams. They are not slow playing, to say the least. We're not getting down to any final seconds before a scanner gets set, and I think Meek's going to probably continue to set that pace of very quick onto these objective sites. Going to make it hard for the long rotations to come to fruition, and up through the middle, connections coming in. Defense holding tight. That does shut down a vital swing, and oh my T continues to be a main shooter for this team. 10 kills, 8 deaths. Scanner gets picked up by Isabella just barely. Now 6 and 10, going to try and clutch this up. Going to try and get their KD nearly positive with a triple kill. Has the opportunity on the retake. Just misses the shots onto Ebro over the top. Going to rotate off, and Ebro going to rotate around for a long swing. Potentially all the way around to the flank on Isabelli. The pop out there one at a time. Are they going to send themselves at Isabelli? T goes down. Again, a shift, trying to redirect. Could catch their ultimate tucked in the corner, but no. Ultimate waiting for that swing. Catches them out, and
Round starting. Get ready.
what was a snowball gets stopped for a moment by the POISE defense. 2 rounds that were getting locked in there in a moment where they were already, I think, 2 rounds, I think it was 4 rounds in a row for Meax to push them up 7-3. Big point there for POISE. Still, though, a long way to go for them if they want to lock this map and the series in, but doable on defense, I think, of either side. Again, a lot of aggression coming in. Up through the center from POISE. In the chaos, in the trades, we do find ourselves in a 1v2 with Random with a slice of HP. Pushing site. Has some utility options there. They can scoop up from their down teammates. Gonna give away their position just a touch, though, off the use of it. Has scanner, so can go for the plant. It's their ultimate pushing to the corner, getting ready for when that scanner goes down to try and swing out, and Random baiting it out, tucking themselves into that tight side. Does get Sir Ultimate to swing, but on the flank, in comes T. And Random has to be ready for it. They are. They swing. They catch T down. Sir Ultimate doesn't pop out at that same time, and now as they hear them try to hop up to the corner, the clock ticks down. 35 seconds left. And Sir Ultimate really playing the waiting game, going to force this scanner plant to come in from Random before they swing out. Random trying to bait it. Sir Ultimate baiting out that they are peeking. And the scanner does go down. Sir Ultimate does push out, and no! Random cannot clutch it up. A really nice headshot as Sir Ultimate blows kisses to the fans. Which we missed, but they were doing it. POISE goes up 5-7, and I suppose goes down 5-7, but still chipping away at a lead here that Meax were starting to run away with a bit. And now, with momentum slowed, we have to see if Meax can restart their engines. And they're really getting aggressive on their own offensive pushes, full sending on certain sites. They seem to be getting kind of countered by counter-aggression. There's a good bit of patience, though, as the smoke comes out and Isabelli shuts down T, rotating up through the middle. Oh, and in a double kill. Whoa, wow, that round almost goes
Match point.
to the way of POISE on defense. One more points gets locked in by Meax, though, and we head to map point for this Meax offense. Some interesting rotations coming in here as Prodigies has sent themselves on a tremendous flank from A. They're going to be coming up behind this duo. And if they can catch both, it's going to be a big moment for POISE. And they will. Prodigies with a double. Arbog does get one, though, and with a lot of HP still left. Scanner is down, but it's a 1v2. I think the defense has recognized the scanner's location, so instead of holding at B site, they shifted over to the scanner. Does put them in a bit of a spot there at long A. Excuse me, long B, and Arbog might be able to tuck into a tight corner here. And as they find no one, they realize that maybe this defense is on site. They see the peak coming in. They catch Billiam. 30 seconds left on the clock. Knife comes out, smoke comes in, and it's a little too late as Ebro is still there on that long corner as well.
Point.
Poise not letting go. They have a 9-7 map 1 lead, and they're trying to take this series here on Suna. Sir Ultimate trying to hype up T with an in-your-face bit of speech. And we now go to, again, map point for this Meax squad. And a bit of a different defense coming in. Less aggressive. That may be Poise's downfall. I say less aggressive, but Prodigies is on a tremendous flank again, one that worked well for them last map. Ooh, but this time Isabelli reading it perfectly. Another kill for Isabelli as they lock in 2 vital ones and get really a site wide open at this stage, but they have no clue that it is. T's and Poise right where they need to be. And then through the smokes, Isabelli has made their way. And in the smoke, we have a fight. T catches one. They'll go down to Civ, and we got a map 3 decider on Kitty. Meax take the second map. Here we go. I think... Could it be really? My first seasonal map 3 decider. I think we may have had one in the first or second week. But hey, happy to be here for a map 3 decider between 2 excellent EU squads, Poise and Meax duking it out. I mean, hey, the replays speak for themselves. Good quality back and forth. And we know where we're headed for our third map. So it does prompt an investigation into records and history. Oh, I guess Hideout's on the list, huh? So maybe we're not guaranteed Kitty in map 3 anymore. I haven't seen Hideout yet. Certainly would be interesting to get a map 3 decider on it. But Kitty, both teams pretty solid at it. Both teams not so much at Hideout, with a equally as bad win rate. I wonder if we've had a vote on the map yet. Does look like we have. Hey! Ask and you shall not receive. We're headed to Kitty for map 3. Why is Hideout on there? Anyway. We're headed to a kitty. Little kitty cat for map 3. A little stabby train here as the Poise defense shifts over to a site that will not be pushed. Instead, it is going to be a full send at A. like I've been saying, Kitty starting to lend itself a little more to offense in Season 2. As we do see Meax take a dominant pistol round. A pistol round, granted, but nonetheless a dominant one. I, from my observational standpoint, credit it to defense having a lot less of the ability to frag all of the corners. Now with only 5 frag grenades, you can only frag 5 of the 10 corners that you would typically want to throw grenades at. Last season, you had 10 grenades to throw on defense. This season, you have 5. And so it means that you just cannot pre-frag as many spots as you could, and you cannot kill as many people with those grenades as you could. And so it just gives a little bit more of a chance to the offense, I think, in a lot of senses. But Kitty's still definitely defensive-sided. We're just seeing more offensive rounds starting to get locked in. It used to be an 8-0 map guaranteed if you were on defense. Now, not so much in Season 2. Random in a dangerous spot on the corner here. Really threatening Ultimate and T, making it hard for them to work their way up. And Ultimate actually going to work in. No, away. They get split up just for a second, and Isabelli capitalizes on it. Now T alone cannot find the kills they need. Random will peek out from the corner that they were holding, and Poise take a dominant defensive round, bouncing back from that rough pistol starter. I don't know what hideout is. I think, yeah, I don't know why it's pulling the hideout stat. I don't even think hideout's a breacher's map. I see Peasy saying it's a breach. I don't, but I don't know. Weird. Don't know why. We'll investigate. But yeah, we don't have. That's not another. There's not a third unreleased map right now. Believe me. Or a 4th, rather. Sail over the top. Gets flashed, but in the chaos finds one. Prodigies goes down to a Apaza, saving the day on site. And they'll go up against T, who gets distracted by the rest of the team shots coming from behind them, and blinking, you would have missed the round 3, but it's 2 left alive on Poise as they go up 2-1. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been saying the wrong sides. Meax up 2-1. Poise is on the attack here. I see someone in the chat. Casting software probably gets, yeah, also my brain. Where have I seen a hideout? What's going on? Look at this. Replicating the success they had on last round with a full team press and pressing into a defense ready and waiting. Random arrows, T's, Prodigies, all connecting on kills until finally they get random down, but now are vulnerable to the nades that are still left into the arsenal of this defense. Ultimate manages to cross what is an angle very much held by more defenders. Down goes Arbog. 2v3. Chipping away at this defense, and as they rotate around, we'll see if the duo can make some magic happen. Ultimate with a slice of health.
Seconds remaining.
And a big rotation. Going to be coming in over towards Opaza, being read pretty nicely by this defense here. Civ going to be just in time to trade a 1-for-1. And there it is. A defensive round just barely by Isabelli into their pockets. 3-1. Whoops, I gotta adjust the scores. Good nades coming in as POISE try and claw back an offensive round here. They got one on the pistol set, but since then have been having a tough time piercing this defensive wall. A site definitely is open, though, as T manages to break through. Scanner is shifting over to A, and so they should be able to get that scanner down. In the smoke, the rotation is coming, so should be aware of the trios here as counter nades coming in, and Isabelli shuts things down on site. We do have a late rotate from Sir Ultimate, who is going to be here to try and shut down the trio, but the scanner interrupts coming in. They have limited time to get this out. They catch one. Does it push them off the scanner? It doesn't. Can they shut them down? They catch two. No, can't get the third.
Round starting. Get ready.
Nearly a offensive round in the books, but another good defensive hold and another close defensive hold from Meax. Going up 4-1. And what a great EU series we are into here. Map 3, Decider, Kitty unfolding with a great back and forth, and POISE really just want to get probably 2 or 3 more, or 1 or 2 more, honestly, offensive rounds in the books. If they do that, when we come to the side swap, they very likely could claw back all the rounds they need on that defensive side. One for one. Billiam pushing forward. Are they ready for the short corner peek from Isabelli? They're not. Still, though, we have attackers on both edges, but neither with a scanner, so neither able to plant as they're both on site. Ultimate going to have to rotate back here and get rid of the defenders on top of scanner. And a great read. Isabelli getting the comms from the team. Heard the shots from Ebro and peeks out for a taste of their own, and, well, a 1-for-1 trade, and what was a great shot from Isabelli. Nets them a round win. Finds a nice opening nade. Prodigy's looking for the headshots over the top. Realizes on site's being pushed by T of all players and has to be ready for the main fragger on this POISE squad to be pushing them. They do catch a great shot on Sir Ultimate. They're going to look for more, and they'll find Ebro, T, and all the kills they need. Holding down what was seemingly a nice push from POISE as they got on site. One more round on defense for Meax. One more chance for POISE to put an offensive point on the board. And what was seemingly a fluke of a pistol round, they've had a harder time breaking through here in the last 6 rounds in a row. Love to see more faces from the EU side coming in. Fraza, Giever. all. Thank you all for stopping by. Just catches one. Ebro finds the refrag. And actually, Poise find 3 unanswered. Afaza finally getting 1 through the smoke, but only 1. No, they didn't get 1 through the smoke. Oh my goodness. Finally a kill from Arbog. But not before 5 have pushed up to B site, 1 at A, and, well, Arbog's now attacking on a defensive-sided map.
Scan started.
Gonna be a bit of a challenge. Spots 1, not ready for the short corner peek from T, though, and what is great coordination and a key offensive round from Poise. They go 6-2 on the half. We swap sides. Poise go defense, Meax attack now, and now Poise lean into that defensive 60-40, 70-30 win rate. Try and claw back this map here, because they have some room. 3 points are needed by Meax to take the map in the series, and obviously a lot more by Poise, but that's 3 offensive rounds that Meax need to string together. So right here is a big one for Meax. They need to win this offensive pistol round when they are essentially equal in terms of utility and layout to the rest of their opponent. Huge nade there. Likely saving Civ in that combat. As counter nades come in, T getting caught out, Civ swinging, finding several. And in the chaos, Civ able to advance just a bit farther forward. Billiam does spot that out, though. Flash comes from Billiam. Civ able to tuck back in. Comms coming in, and a beautiful counter smoke that does deny a bit of vision from Ultimate, enabling the refrag. The swing here on the long side for T, and T shuts things down and leaving a Paza with full HP alone in a 1v3. Now the team collapsing, thirsty for another point. Scanner gets picked up, and Apaza scrambles away. They definitely hear the rotation. May overextend. Great play there from Apaza to catch T swinging from behind them. The problem is they're not ready for Prodigies, who had been waiting for that re-rotate. Enjoys the skin on the pistol, and the round win in their pocket, 3-6. Fast maps, honestly. 30-minute map 1, 30-minute map 2. We're on pace for a 20-minute map 3 here on Kitty. Smoke's doing a lot of lifting. That audio cue pretty essential, and Isabelli for getting the check in what has been a pretty standard defensive position for the day. That aggressive forward middle spot. T catches a kill. A site's weak, B site's definitely heavily defended as the team seems to rotate B, thinking the push is coming here, but Scanner is at A. And A is largely undefended right now. Not what I'm sure this offense expects, but they will find it. Well, could have found it easy to plant on, but Prodigies makes it back just in time. Cuts down 1, finds 2, and that's the round into the pocket of Poise.
Round starting.
A full push from Meax. Everyone stacked up, does leave them vulnerable to the pinch as Sir Ultimate catches one. Scanner goes down, and we're into a 3v3 on B site. T over the top, looking for some kills on Rapaz's head. We trade back and forth on the backside of B. And now it's up to Random and Apaza. As Apaza catches T, Sir Ultimate has the round on their back, pushing forward into this offense. They catch one. Into sight they go, looking for the final. They're going to stick the scan interrupt, and Apaza's not going to let that happen. Finds the kill. Meax get an offensive round, and now they need two more. Inching closer and closer to a series win, and POISE's first loss of Season 2. This POISE team so far undefeated in the regular season, 2-0. While Meax is 1-1, obviously looking to remedy that record, make it 2-1. Get themselves tied with POISE, who will also go down 2-1. Arguably not a lot of MMR because of how close this series has been. I guess the win, too, won't push them up too much. The rounds traded back and forth really does set the overall scoreline to nearly dead even. There's even a situation where it was the winning team could lose on the total rounds won. They wouldn't lose, they would win, but they would not have the total amount of rounds won. Here comes Arbog. T's here to fight. Catches one. Ready for Civ on that other rotation. Must have heard them swinging wide. Didn't hear random arrows pushing up through the middle. And what seems to be a late rotation, Prodigies finds themselves way out of place. And we head to series points for Meax. And what is now a bit of a long fight for POISE. They need to take 4 defensive rounds in a row, which is doable. But Meax are leaning into this new meta of Kitty being a bit more offensive-sided. They've found the points they need to put them up to the series point, and they can continue on with their successful offensive pushes. They'll obviously lock in a series win here on Kitty. And Meax deploying a bit of a... Well, that Nate almost catching out one of the Meax offense, but deploying a bit of a different strategy, splitting up quite a bit here. T will catch out Civ. Apaza thinking about pushing up through the middle, could be vulnerable to Sir Ultimate on a quick peek here on the corner, and that's what they'll do, and they'll go down to Apaza, actually ready for them. Ultimate catches actually Isabella on the over the shoulder of Apaza. Random catches Ebro. T gets Bog, and we stay almost even, except Meax make it even now. 2-2. B site not in control of the POISE defense, so very likely going to have to rotate, but Scanner now going right into the defense. 1 for 1. Puts it on the shoulders of T, and they cannot clutch it up. Random finds the kill. And that is the series into Meax's hands off of a tremendous back and forth and a very strong Kitty showing. Happy to tune into this one. That's all I can say here on the caster desk. And a big shout out to both squads, POISE and Meax, for playing what was a stellar series this afternoon, and I am awake. That was essentially my coffee. Well, actually, this is my coffee, but this was also my coffee as it got me going this afternoon, and hopefully you folks enjoyed it over on the EU space. Good night, I guess, for you. I don't know what time it is, but thank you all for tuning in, hanging out, and enjoying the action. And a shout out to the POISE and Meax squads for putting on a great show this afternoon in a stellar series. I am happy to be able to tune into it. My name has been Nightfire with 2 E's. A shout out to Axe Labs for sponsoring VRML Season 2 with $10,000 in cash towards that prize pool, which will be distributed across the NA and EU regions. A big shout out to them. It's tremendous amount of support from the Axe Labs team, and we cannot appreciate them enough. They deserve all of the credit for the success of the esport that they are and the game that they host. And a big shout out to the entirety of that dev team. We really do appreciate the support that they give us here at VRML. Thank you all for tuning in as well, but that is it for me here. Until tomorrow, where you'll have a cast by, I believe, I want to say T is doing it, but let me check. Yeah, T, who's one of the standout shooters this afternoon, will be jumping on a cast tomorrow, Acer EU versus IVI, one not to miss. And then later today, we have Acer versus Chem, which I anticipate to be a pretty exciting back and forth. Acer definitely have the votes, 43-4, but we'll see what that number one team will deliver later today. That's all I have, though, for now. Until 5 p.m. PST for Chem vs. Acer, stay classy. VAIL VRML is brought to you by XLab, Exclaim, Helga, the esports manager, HyperX, ProTube VR, VR Cover. Thanks for watching VRML.